After testing 9 machines, the Typhur Dome 2 and the Typhur Sink air fryer are the best kept secrets, because once you see what they can do, you'll wonder why they aren't twice as popular. Now, there are some big differences between these two, especially the price. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one to get without wasting a single dollar. But first, there's a simple reason why I choose Typhur over Ninja. After buying the Ninja Air Fryer Pro, Dual Zone, Double Stack, and Crispy, I realized something. You can't have the best air fryer when you sell everything under the sun, like hair curlers, slushy machines, and Roombas. So naturally, I wanted to find something better, and I did. I've been using the Typhur Dome 2 and Sink air fryer pretty much every other day for the past 6 months. And what I'm about to show you is the reason why these are the 2 best air fryers on the market right now. The Typhur Dome 2 is a premium wide body air fryer with dual burners and a self-clean mode, which once you see it will kind of shock you. The Typhur Sink is the cheaper boxy version with a built-in wireless smart probe that can automatically cook your food. We'll start with the nerdy stuff like baskets, burners, and probes. Then I'll show you what happened when I cooked chicken, pizza, steak, and more so you can compare them side by side. Let's start with the baskets. Baskets are important because they A, affect the food that you can put in them, and B, how fast you can cook the food. The Typhur Dome 2 is wider and more shallow, while the Sink gives you less cooking area but a taller basket. So which one is better? Well, let me show you and you can decide. The Dome 2 lets you fit 27 wings on one layer. The Sink only lets you fit 14. The Dome lets you spread out more food, so it cooks faster and more evenly. Out of the 9 air fryers I've tested, it's the only one that lets you make full-size pizzas. But the catch is that it can't fit whole chicken. The only way to cook a whole chicken is to spatch it by cutting it down the middle and opening it up. With the Typhur Sink, you can easily fit a whole chicken or do taller roasts. The downside is that it cooks slower than the Dome 2. To measure this, I took a meatball, put it in both air fryers, and cooked both at the same temperature. The Typhur Dome 2 took 15 minutes, while the Sink air fryer took 16 minutes. I also did this for 7 more air fryers, and here were the results. The Dome 2 was the fastest due to that wide surface area and low basket height. By the way, I've got links in the description to both of these air fryers, which I'll keep updated with the best discount. If you use them, it saves you money, which helps support the channel, which I always appreciate. Now, apart from the baskets, there's another important detail almost everyone misses. If the food on your current air fryer comes out crispy on top but pale on the bottom, this could be why. The Typhur Sink and most air fryers only have one burner at the top. The Typhur Dome 2 has one at the top and one at the bottom. Having 2 burners helps evenly distribute heat. To show you how well this works, I took 2 pieces of bread and put them in the Typhur Sink. The top part of the bread got nice and brown, but the bottom, not so much. After using the same settings on the Dome 2, you can see the top is brown and so is the bottom. This proves that you can get more even heat on the top and bottom, so you don't have to keep flipping the food as much, which makes it slightly more convenient. It's not a deal breaker for the Typhur Sink, but it sure is nice to have on the Dome 2. But this is where the Typhur Sink starts to shine. Typhur Sink air fryer comes with a smart probe with automatic doneness. It's rechargeable and magnetic. You just pick the type of meat you want to cook, you choose how well you want it done, then slide the probe in. It measures the meat's internal temperature and automatically shuts off the air fryer when it's perfectly cooked. The Dome 2 can do this, but you have to buy a probe separately. So if cooking meat perfectly every time matters to you, the Sink gives you that out of the box, while the Dome 2 makes you pay extra for it. Now, no matter which air fryer you get, grease is going to splatter into hard to reach areas. If you've ever tried to take an air fryer apart and clean it, you know just how much of a nightmare that is. With the Sink air fryer, you'll need to go in with a wet washcloth and clean around the burner once every few weeks. Even then, you might not be able to get all that stubborn grease off. But the Dome 2 is different. Inside the dome is a non-toxic material that, when combined with heat, vaporizes 90% of the grease like magic. Here's a before and after so you can see how well it works. If you use it consistently, it does a pretty good job and it keeps your air fryer clean and free of smoke. Now, I've had plenty of time to test these air fryers with all different kinds of food, so I'm just gonna give you my 2 cents and show you how they came out for each one. When it comes to whole chickens, here's what I got with the Dome 2. With the Dome 2, you have to spatch it so it comes out slightly less juicy, but more crispy on the top. Here's what I got with the Typhur Sink. That smart probe keeps things nice and crispy, tells you when to flip the bird, and it also maintains all the juices on the inside. It came in super clutch when we had Friendsgiving at my place. The only downside to the Typhur Sink is you have to be careful with the bird size and the rub. If you get a chicken that's too tall and you put too much seasoning on the top, you're gonna get a circular burnt mark. To fix it, you just get a shorter bird and you just put less rub on the part near the burner. Next up is pizza. If you want pizza in the Typhur Sink, you can make it, but it sure isn't easy. First, you won't be able to fit standard size masa in the air fryer basket. You'll have to cut it out to make it fit. Plus, the crust can can come out like a crunchy tortilla chip if it's too thin. The Dome 2 has a wide basket, so you can fit the entire masa dough from the supermarket. It intelligently applies heat on both the bottom and the top burner, giving you a crust that's crispy on the bottom and the edges, but soft on the inside. The fan spins slower, so you don't have to worry about toppings flying everywhere either. Next up is steak. If you don't have a probe for the Dome 2, then the Sink is where you get the slight edge here because you can cook it perfect every time. Both do great with steaks, but I wouldn't expect any miracles on the outside. No air fryer is gonna give you that perfect brown crust that you get with like a stainless steel pan. For the Dome 2, we made some Thai chili wings and they came out better than a restaurant. Here are some other things I cooked, including fries, salmon, and asparagus. There wasn't much difference between these. Between these air fryers, the Typhur Dome 2 is the one I use the most. It's the most expensive, but my girlfriend and I love that extra wide basket for meal prep. We cook a lot of our meals in this thing, and it gives us enough food left over for 2 to 3 days. I personally feel like the Typhur Dome 2 beats the Typhur Sink in most areas, especially if you get the probe. It is more expensive, but it has a self-cleaning function, a bottom heating element, and a basket that's wider so you can make more food and shake it less. But if you're on a budget and you have less space in your kitchen, the Typhur Sink air fryer is a better value than any other air fryer I've used in the $100 to $200 range. The probe it comes with costs $100 alone. You can roast full chickens, and the automatic doneness is a godsend for lazy people like myself who can't cook that well. And if you're looking to save some money on either of these, check the links in the description below. I'll keep them updated with the best discounts on the internet.